This brand new routine is the king of Aimlabs routines if you want to improve at every game in the shortest amount of time. And it shows we still have so much more to learn and uncover. This routine is what I use to fix my aim after months of single player games. From this all the way up to this. Welcome to Video Games Simplified, the best place to get better at FPS games in the shortest amount of time. Now, at the time of making this playlist is only for Aimlabs, but it will be adapted to Kovacs in the near future. But for you to be able to use this routine to its fullest, I have to take you back so you can understand what makes it so special. Up to this point in the aim community, someone's aim was broken down into 3 primary categories, with each of them having 2 subcategories. The categories were clicking, tracking, and switching, with the subcategories of static, dynamic, precise, reactive, speed, and evasive. YouTubers and coaches accepted this as truth, and we all trained based on this deduction. But what if I told you there were 3 more subcategories that we had yet to account for, and we now have ways to do specific practice for each? If that was true, it would be groundbreaking, because it would show how far we really have to go. And what we think is insane right now might become the new norm in 20 years. Now, if you're still here, you're probably as intrigued as I am, and you want to get your aim better in the shortest amount of time. But you still have some questions, like, what are these new subcategories? Or how do I train them? Or maybe even, why should I care? How is this going to help me aim train better? Well, I'm going to answer all of these questions and more. First up, what are these subcategories? Well, there's linear, control, and stability. Linear is a subcategory of clicking, and it's all about hitting targets that are moving in linear paths. You can think about it like Valorant or Overwatch. This proves to be a good balance between static and dynamic aim. The movement isn't too hard to track, like in dynamic, and it's not so easy that there's no challenge in it. Next up, control. Control is a subcategory of tracking, and it's all about how well you can control your aim to make quick reactions to a moving target, while still tracking them accurately. This is best for hitting fast-moving targets or airborne targets, like Jet using knives, Raze using satchels, or enemies in games like COD or Overwatch. Finally, stability. Stability is a hybrid of speed and evasive switching. It focuses on tracking your target after you switch to them, but it doesn't have as complicated movements like in evasive switching. This is best for games like COD or Overwatch, but it can also help your mouse control for spray transfers in games like Valorant. You may have noticed already, but these new subcategories are a balance between the old ones, with their own little spins on it. They make you use what you've learned already from old playlists and apply them to these new scenarios. And this will help you figure out what your weakness is and what's been holding you back this whole time. One example of this is if you're amazing at static clicking, but you're only okay at dynamic clicking, you'll probably struggle a lot with the new subcategory, linear clicking. So this forces you to have well-rounded aim. Now, the question is, why does any of this matter? Why can't I just do the old maps and get perfect aim? Well, put simply, you can and you can't. While you still can create an amazing foundation for your aim with just the old basics, you'll still always leave something to be desired, because all of the old playlists leave out parts of your aim that have been found to be crucial to obtaining well-rounded, perfect aim. I actually experienced this for myself, because I found when I was playing games like Valorant, I struggled hitting targets when they began to strafe, even though my dynamic scores were really high. But now, with the new linear subcategory, I can train that exact problem, and I've already noticed a difference in my aim, and I struggle a lot less with hitting strafing targets. As soon as I started playing the linear category, I realized that my scores were a lot lower than the rest of my clicking scores. And it made sense, because targets were easy for me, as long as they weren't moving too much. On top of that, the control and stability subcategories might be the missing key to calm aim, because my aim has never felt so smooth. But I'll be making a video on that in the future, so make sure you subscribe. Now finally, the moment we've all been waiting for. How do we use this new playlist? Well, I'll tell you, but before that, I just wanted to make a quick announcement. As you may know, many people have asked me if I do coaching, and up to this point, the answer was no. The reason for this is I don't really play any game long enough for me to feel comfortable with becoming a coach for that game, but I do have lots of experience with improving my aim and climbing from the bottom, and that's why I plan to become an aim coach. But before that, I'll be training my own aim back up to my former glory. because if I can't even train my own aim back up, then I don't have any right to train other people. Anyways, to access this playlist, you'll want to head over to your browser of choice and search up the Voltaic app. When you do, you'll find this page where you're going to enter your Aimlabs nickname. Be careful though, because it is case sensitive. This app is one of the best additions for all the people that want to train their aim, because with this app, you can do playlists, track your progress, and find other scenarios all in one place. On top of that, the progression is gamified, so you can climb ranks and strive to the top. The best part about this is that you can climb without having teammates to sabotage you. Every time your rank increases, you'll know that it's purely because of you. There are 3 difficulties for these playlists, and to access them, you can click the play button at the top left of each. Or if you prefer to only play specific scenarios, you can click this tiny play button here. Some people have issues opening Aimlabs links, and if you're one of them, the issue is usually caused because you don't have Aimlabs on Steam. So if you want to be able to click Aimlabs links to go straight to the scenario, then you may want to switch over to Steam. These benchmarks also have specific rules that you can follow, and if you want to see what they are, you can scroll right down and click right here. But if you're a beginner just wanting to get started or see where you stack up against other people, then head over to the Novice tab and play this playlist. You don't have to worry too much about the rules, just follow the basics and make sure you aren't pausing while you're playing. You want to be able to practice your aim for extended periods of time without needing to pause to take a break. The reason for this is pausing gives you an unfair advantage, and in a real match, you can't just pause your enemies. But while this playlist is amazing for benchmarking your skills, what if you have specific issues that you want to train? Well, I'll leave a link to this document by Voltaic in the description. You can use this to navigate to your issue or even specific game that you want practice for, and you can choose one for your current skill level. This document is the best place to find resources to train different parts of your aim, and there's also one for Kovacs as well. There are some people that will say that benchmarks aren't meant to train and improve your aim, and I agree with that to an extent. The reason why is because when I started down in silver, it took me about 3 weeks to make it to platinum. During that time, I only played the benchmarks, and I noticed my aim improved in almost every game I played. However, I got to a point where setting scores higher than Jade, I had to start playing issue-specific maps. So for most people that are beginners, you won't have to stress too much about what maps you play, because I firmly believe that any decently structured practice will greatly improve your aim. Once you begin to get a little more advanced, then you'll probably want to worry about issue-specific training. Speaking of getting more advanced, if you're going to use this playlist, then leave a comment down below with the date so you can keep track of your progress here. But this playlist won't help if you don't know these 10 tips to fix your aim. So check it out. And if you enjoy my videos and you want to support me, consider hitting that join button down below. I hope you enjoyed and have a good one, everyone. God bless you.